All praises to Haya Ashur Haya Bashim Mishaya. Walk on Ashawak. This is Shabar Israel. And I'm continuing on with the prophetic vision that the Most High has shown me concerning these false prophets and wizards and hypocrites on the corner, men. I prayed to the Most High about God overcoming and all the things that these reincarnated false prophets, men and women, and everything under the book are concerned with. And I said to the Messiah on several occasions that Judah is trying to hinder Gad from overcoming. I said it's mainly Judah, and he agreed. So the Most High showed me a vision. I appeared in a room, and there were people there watching something on the TV. I was wearing a white robe, and I noticed them watching the news and everything. It was a lot of violence going on that was on the TV. So I was taken out of the room into a garden, and it had trees in it, planted all around. And in the middle of that garden was a woman, and she was singing, and she was telling people to run to the trees. And after she did that, she began to squat like on all fours as if she was transmorphing into a insect. And she looked possessed, if you will, but more seductive as she was doing this. Very hard for an individual to get in this particular position. And she was telling them to run to the trees, and then eventually she herself disappeared into them. And then I was taken back into the room, and I once again was observing the people watching the TV there. And then there appeared a man there. He was in all camouflage fatigue. He was a military individual, personnel. And he said, "The fall of Judah," just like that. And I said, I know what's getting ready to happen with Judah. And I said, but Gad is getting ready to overcome. And then it ended. So this is very simple. The Most High has told me that his letters are on the east and west coast of this place. And he told me when I asked him about what does he think about his creation, and he responded by telling me that he was thinking about the birds that was in the trees. So the woman there was a false prophetess, a sorceress, a witch, a demonic spirit, and she was telling people to go to the trees when the Most High stated that he has birds waiting in those trees, and they are there for the great supper of flesh. You see that? So this woman was a Judite, but she represented the spirit of sleep, seduction, falsehoods, sorcery, all the above. And she's telling people to go to these trees and hide. There's nowhere to hide. She's sending people to their deaths. There is people out there like this, especially GOCC Jordan over there in the land of Gad. You see that? Knowing I have to overcome first. You see that? Now, there is other spirits amongst with other spirits that work for the Most High that is going to allow this to happen. You see that? So when this happens, the fall of Judah has to take place so that Gad can overcome. Simple as that. The fall of Judah. Your pastor, your preacher, your false prophet, your false prophetess, your wizards, your warlocks, you name it. The fall of Judah. And as I mentioned in the Messiah's documentary, that these birds, one particular bird he mentioned to me was the turkey vulture. And he said that these birds transform and picks up spirits. And he said you do not want to see them when they pick up these people's spirits, as I mentioned earlier in his documentary. These birds are death birds. You see that? And this woman, in a way, she resembled a chicken or some type of fowl squatting on the ground as well as an insect, but mainly a fowl or bird squatting on the ground, an insect, but more of like in a fowl's position. You see that? Pun intended. These individuals are luring people to their deaths, but they're doing it under the authority of the Most High, so it's twofold. And at the same time, you have people in the flesh that are doing the same thing. So this is what's getting ready to happen. The fall of Judah and the magnification, if you will, but the one you call Haya Ashura Haya, Genesis 49 and 19. A troop shall overcome Gad, but he shall become in the end. And this is the end. So be it.